Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast lineup for you, I hope and I wish and I pray that we always do. I'm not important, just a question asker. I'm just a question asker. My name is Raheem Aljamain. We got somebody on the line here. See, we got my brother. Let me tell y'all something. This is Mr. Dependable right here. This is Mr. Dependable. This is my brother from another mother, but we got the same father. This is Mr. Donald Toussaint. Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Doing well. You own it already. It must be Friday.
Hey, man, look here. It's Friday. Dun, 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 dun. Thank God it's Friday. Friday. Dun, 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 dun. Thank God it's Friday. Oh, I had to give him a little song in there. Toussaint,
We gonna sing today.
we gonna
Somebody.
we gonna tear some ears up today, brother. We gonna tear some ears. If we don't do nothing else, brother, I'm gonna tell you something. We gonna tear some ears up today.
Wear them out. Wear them out.
Look here, the ears gonna bleed, boy. All the singing I'm gonna do today, the ears gonna bleed. Toussaint, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm good. I ain't crying about nothing. At this point in life, it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. I got a
Real.
I got a question that I'm gonna ask Toussaint, and this is one of them questions, man, that make me think. I said to sit back and think myself, and it might be a good question if it's gonna make the question asker think, not think, but think.
Uh-huh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I'm gonna ask you the question. I'm gonna pose this question to you, and I want you to tell me what's on your heart and how you feel about this. Okay? You sitting back? You sitting back
Don't
in
worry
your
about the back there. I know it.
Okay, we ain't worried about that. We know you at work, brother. I'm glad that you're here with us, man. I really am. Um, Toussaint, at what age in Toussaint's life, looking back at your life, at what age did you meet you?
Oh man. Good morning. Oh Lord have mercy right here.
Yes, sir. Come on.
So I think I have to be honest with you and say 55.
Mm, wow, wow. Now, how old are you now?
59.
See, okay, that's good. That's good. That's good.
See, cause see now through the 17, or let me see, ninth grade, uh, 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 I, I was shown something in
Mm-hmm.
me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then along the line, it scared me, so I backed away from it because I didn't want it. Raheem, when you can't find no photos of me in high school. Got one that I found, and it was the back of me sitting on the ground
Mm-hmm.
with a boom box
Mm-hmm.
on the track field. I don't have a class ring, high school. I didn't get it in the yearbook. I don't know how that happened.
Mm-hmm.
I might have missed on purpose. Matter of fact, I tell you what, I didn't even want to show full potential. I'm
Wow.
just being honest.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because in order to be put on the honor roll, you had to have that 3.0.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I would I would make a 283
Mm.
to make sure that you wasn't gonna put my name up there.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just telling you,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying, been through a lot of changes, you know, do some stuff,
Yes, sir.
but I settled. I say 55. I might be wrong. I remember when I was 40,
Mm-hmm.
I decided to, and I know I got somebody else on that, but I remember when I was shocked about being 40.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I said, I'm going to start running again. And for a week, I was running
Mm-hmm.
again because I used to run track.
Okay.
I
Okay.
mean, get back in shape. A week. The seventh day, I stopped running in the middle of the road and said, "I know I'm 40. Ain't ran since. So
Wow.
I know who I am
Yeah.
now. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. That's
Okay, right here. That's it.
that's hey, that's one of them questions, ain't it? Tucson.
Good
That's
morning.
that's one of them questions, ain't
Yes,
it?
sir.
Yes, sir. Let me go.
Wait a minute. Say that again.
I say that's one of them questions, ain't it?
Yeah, that's a good question because you might not get a definite answer because you're gonna get two or three from me this morning
Yeah,
because I'm
exactly.
gonna rethink that thing.
Exactly. And that's what I want everybody to really dub in, man, and really listen to the question and dub into the question, because if a person get one answer and then they really think about that thing and take it to its fullest depth, their whole answer will change. Their whole answer will change. But it depends on how deep everybody want to go with this particular question. Badger, good morning, sir. How you doing this
Exactly.
morning?
Good morning.
Everything okay with you?
Oh, these soft beds at hotels are rough on my back.
Oh, okay. Hopefully you ain't gonna be there, have to be there maybe 1 or 2 more nights, and then you're gonna make your way back to the house, man. Everything should be passing over
Oh, we're
soon.
going back home today.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that big old storm passed through last night.
Okay. How close are you to Dallas?
Probably about 2 hours
About
east
two-
of it.
Okay. Got you. And I want to ask you this question, brother. At what age did Badger? And I want you to look over the pages of your life and answer this question with all the transparency as you can. At what age did you meet Badger? Did Wade meet you? At what age did you meet Wade? Not Badger, Wade.
Oh man, I'd have to say I started the process about 5 years ago
Mm-hmm.
when I collapsed at work,
Okay.
and I got shown that I was more than what my muscles were.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm still learning. I'm still learning who I am.
Mm-hmm. So you haven't fully met
Which a
yourself
lot
yet.
of, well, no, I mean, I've gotten to know myself a good bit. It's just there's a lot of obstacles I'm having to overcome.
Which
Of
are
some
which are? If you don't mind talking, if you do mind,
toxic.
you don't have to.
No, I don't mind. Like overcoming the trauma that interrupts the way that I do things, or having to undo a toxic teaching that clouds my mind. Things of that nature. You know, it's. I think that's something that I'm going to be learning for the rest of my life.
Mm.
As I learn new things and I learn to overcome the negative things that affect the way I think or the way I would do something, you know, it's I can answer simple things about myself,
Mm-hmm.
but like learning that I am worth something. That's something I'm going to be working on for the rest of my life.
Wow.
Knowing that I'm strong-willed is something that I do know that I am.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't give up when they told me that I could be paralyzed any day. I still get up and walk every day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least as far as I can, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just one of those things of not only examining or doing introspection of who I am in the moments that I'm blessed to have, but also who do I want to be as I move forward?
Mm-hmm.
Like who am I a good human, or am I a lost human, or am I like just examining myself constantly, wanting to learn who I am to the best that I can.
Wow. That's good. And it's a lot. It's so much tied into this one particular question, man, and absolutely so many layers. So Tucson, coming back to you, brother. Let's talk about this. When you met you, How were you introduced to yourself? And did you like the person that you met at that time? Tucson, you there? Tucson, wake up and go to sleep. Wake up and go to sleep. Tucson, he's actually at work, so he may have had to step away for a second. So, Badger, what do you say to that? When you was introduced to yourself, did you like how were you introduced to yourself? And I understand you said it was an accident that happened, but did you like the person that was presented to you at that particular time?
No, I did not. I felt angry at the world, at myself. Um, just so much upsetness and feeling like I just couldn't connect to anything.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me realize how disconnected I was from myself.
Wow.
That I was so numb that I didn't realize my body was so hurt until, things happened the way that they did.
Mm-hmm.
And it what is the word for that? It felt like I was disserving myself so much and my family because of the fact that I allowed all of that stuff in my past to make me numb.
Wow.
I had a whole lot of knowledge. I've had the privilege to sit with elders and priests and preachers and ministers and monks and all kinds of amazing things. I had knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't apply them to myself because I didn't think I was worth it. And that, after my accident, is what clicked.
Mm-hmm.
Is that I thought so low of myself that I didn't care if I would kill myself or not.
Wow.
And that was not okay.
Mm-hmm. No, not
and
at
I
all.
was not happy with myself in that moment
Mm-hmm. Wow.
because I knew I could do better for my family and myself.
How did you and we're gonna go to Tucson if he's back, but how did you overcome that?
By getting up every day and thanking for what I do have instead of what I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I might get upset about having to struggle with certain things, yet I'm happy for what we do have.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pushing, not letting those thoughts of not good enough and all that junk that was pushed onto me most of my life and go, that's not who I am. That's who you wanted me to be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And just kind of keeping that mindset and just waking up every day and fighting it off every day.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Wow.
more I fight it off, the more I realize why I honored the name Badger and who I am.
Mm-hmm. Did that identity of connecting with Badger, that name and that identity itself, did that help you?
Yes.
How?
Because sometimes names can be given to you, or at least in the culture I'm from. And those names are how people see you. You know, tenacity is something I was very well known for. I'm always tenacious. I'm always striving to learn more. I'm always just going. And sometimes I can lead a person down a path that's going to take a lot longer to learn from.
Mm-hmm.
Learning about being a story keeper, learning about the strength that a badger is viewed as in the animal kingdom.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then start realizing why some of the elders called me by that name.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of like, you ever sit down with a counselor or something and they point something out to you or say something and it takes a while for it to sink in?
Yes.
It's that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow. Tucson, you back with us?
Off and on, but yeah, I'm partially back with you.
Okay.
But yeah, go ahead. What
At the age 55 that you said it was when you actually met Donald Toussaint, when introduced to yourself, how did you feel about that meeting, and how did you feel about the person that you were meeting? Did you like that person, dislike that person, or what was that whole meeting like?
Well, here's the thing. That's a bunch of wasted time, unrecognized potential, and uh, 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 even look in the mirror and say, "Shame on you."
Mm-hmm.
Because see now, I don't blame anybody. I had a lot of things going on in my life. Right? Don't be bringing me to the confession booth this morning. But if it is what it is,
Mm-hmm.
to go where we're going this morning, we let the chips fall where they may.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Exactly.
Sometimes we blame other folks for things that happen in our life. But that's the track. That's the path each individual has to take, no matter who they are. You have to travel your road, and along the way, you make some good decisions, and you make some bad.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we brag on our good decisions, and we blame other folks for our bad decisions.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
especially when you get to the point where everything's gone, and then you start building back up because you don't. That's just me. You don't give up and you don't give in. That's kind of one of my mottos. I don't give up and I don't give in. I heard some, and I don't not it's not negative on anybody's part, but I encourage people, don't take yourself out, give yourself a chance. So don't think at some point suicide or harming myself was an option. But I thought about for a split second a couple of times running off the road.
Mm.
So, you hear what I'm saying? You hear me?
Exactly.
You hear me? But I had to shake myself and say, no, you're going to have to see this thing through. Because all that running off in the mouth about what you believe and how to faith and all that stuff like that, you're going to have to wait and see it out. Okay, you don't have nothing, but you got a job.
Mm-hmm.
You don't, you see, because I've seen somebody like, they feel like, okay, I got child support and I don't want to pay because I don't like that woman and she wasting all them children money, and they quit their job. I ain't quitting my job because I got child support. The devil is a lie. That don't make no sense.
Not at all.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but people do that. I mean, really, people really do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at the good, the bad, and ugly. I mean, because when you lose everything, there's things that happen. You get in relationships and you get out of them. Some people do. Some people last for years. I'm not that person, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because, I'm hard-headed and stubborn. I don't know if you know that.
No.
And I don't like nobody dictating to me nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't tell me what to do. I'll do what I want to do.
Exactly.
That's me,
Mm-hmm.
okay? So all of that caused me to be where I am, to
Mm-hmm.
start having to rebuild. So I said I had to look at the 55-year-old person and say, I'll be it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
roll up your sleeves,
Yeah.
get up, and try again.
Mm-hmm.
Because, but at the same time, shame on you for making those mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Shame on you. You should have knew better
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
doing this, that, and the other thing. Everything that looks good ain't good. You knew that.
Mm-hmm.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah.
So all of that, when I met that 55-year-old guy, came to mind because if I would have, don't let me talk about some things right here because, I'll, if once in a while you hear me say Georgia Peach and the conversation just turns.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But my time out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. And that's what's amazing, man. We look back over this thing called life and some of the decisions that we made. We question ourselves on why we made some of the decisions that we made, man. What were we thinking at that stage in our lives? And we have to deal with the
Yeah.
realization. We have to deal with the realization that we were not really thinking at all.
Mm-mm. No. I mean, now we can talk about men. I wish we was on real men being men because we'll talk about thinking, but it was thinking because I know this Christian broadcast, but sometimes we think, uh, I can't say it. You get the point.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thinking with the wrong head.
I didn't want to say it, but that is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes, exactly.
Wow. Wow. And we become clouded. It becomes clouded to us. Everything
Sure
becomes
enough,
clouded.
do.
Yeah, yeah. Because
Yeah.
we
That
not.
lust of the flesh comes in,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
not the look at the heart.
Yeah.
You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because even some of them ugly girls had a good heart,
Mm-hmm.
but you treated them like an ugly girl,
Mm-hmm.
and they probably would have been the best thing for you. I'm
Absolutely.
just saying.
Absolutely. Oh, Fifi could have been good for you, huh?
Come back, Fifi. Come back. I can't say that. Too late now, Fifi.
Exactly. Badger, talk to me, brother. And as men, sometimes we do think outside out. I ain't gonna say outside the box. We think with the lack of a better term, we think with the wrong head.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a human trait though. Sometimes we think with
No, that's a man trait. Go ahead though.
well, like I don't disagree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just thinking as a whole, the topic that you brought up, it's sometimes we'll think more about money or it's still windy today.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we put things before the things that we actually need. We'll
Yeah.
put our desires, our wants before our needs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of wild to sit and think about, those of us that, I mean, I would hope just about everybody does. And at some point, I feel that everyone does have those moments of having to look at ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I find wild is, I'm sitting here thinking about the topic is there are those of us that have looked at ourselves and went, we need to change. And then there are those that look at themselves and go, I'm perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's always been an interesting thing to me, when how all of those different kind of dynamics work in the scheme of life.
Yeah.
You know, because there were moments in my life when I was younger and I was just, I didn't even want to look at myself in the mirror.
Wow. Why?
I guess at that time, all I knew of myself was to be obedient to those that are around me, and that's all I was. Was a number, was a
Or a servant.
I would no, not a servant.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
More slave.
Mm.
No choice, no freedom, nothing. I didn't do what others wanted. I shouldn't exist at all.
Mm.
So very, very bad headspace. And looking at that and like expecting and analyzing that now that I'm older, it's realizing how much my environment got in the way, or no, how much of the environment I allowed to get in my way, and for how long, if that makes any sense.
And so when you had that accident, it was a wake up call for you.
Oh yeah, I felt like God hit me with a meteorite. Because it was that kind of like, I know you have strength, and I blessed you with a good body to have strength, but that's not who you are. And now I have to, for the most part, rely on my mind because my body's limited now. I still have muscles, but my skeletal does not agree. The muscles are like, yeah, you can do this, and my skeletal, my bones are like, no, you can't. So, and if I was still numb, I'd probably be in a wheelchair right now.
Wow.
Or worse.
Wow.
And the realization of what numb means, of not realizing how disconnected we can be from our emotions, from our thought process, from those that actually care about us. Not realizing that we're even hurting them, and to realize that by being numb, you're hurting everyone around you. By not and that's part of getting to know who you are. Is realizing that you can cry, you can smile, you can be sad, you can have moments of anger. All of that is very dependent on what you do with it.
Yeah.
But if you get to a place where you're crying and you can't feel, you're crying, but you can't feel why you're crying, that's a pretty sad, that's not fun.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not a good look.
So, say that again?
It's not a good look.
Never heard it described that way. I guess that would work. So it's learning who you are. There's pain. There's sadness, but there's also happiness. Because once you get through that pain, so many doors open up. And realizations. The more I've worked through my stuff, the more connected I feel to my kids and my wife. When me and my wife first got married, I was so numb that I couldn't even tell if she loved me or not.
Wow.
But she would tell me every day.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how messed up my mind was. And no matter if I tried to push her away or tell her I'm not worth it and all this other stuff, she says, to me, you are.
Mm-hmm.
And that started the process of maybe I am. And then my accident happened and she didn't leave.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, if I try to lift something, she'll beat me up.
There you go. Yeah.
And she's like, it's the same thing. You know you ain't supposed to. Yeah, yes, ma'am. You're right. I ain't supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want you to hurt yourself either. Then we'll call somebody to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's realizing that that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to be vulnerable.
And it is.
Just because you're being vulnerable doesn't mean you're weak.
Exactly. Say
Matter
it
of
again.
fact, you can be vulnerable and be the strongest SOB on the planet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true. That's truth. Once you realize all of this, Badger, and this didn't come overnight. This did not come overnight, but so once you got to that point where you realize and recognize that this is your reality, this is, this is who I am. What was the process like, or the path like, if you will, in regards to
I do.
Loving yourself?
Realizing that those that put me down, those that used me for their own purposes, did not define who I was. And it was hard to realize that, I had, a sociopathic mother. I had a father that was neglectful and didn't even realize it.
Mm-hmm.
Because to him, what he was doing was the safer alternative than what he probably would have done.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, sure, that would be more on the parents, but I'm an adult now. So why am I letting that continue to
Control
affect
you?
me?
Yeah.
To hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'm letting it hurt me, I'm letting it hurt my kids and my wife.
Mm-hmm.
I'm letting it hurt, being on the show. You hear me all the time talking about my anxiety about being on the show.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? That stems from me processing the fact I'm not good enough from what I got from my parents and my peers as I went through life.
Do you think they wounded you?
I wounded myself by letting it continue.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, it is one of those things of I didn't know any better because I wasn't presented with tools to work through it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's not on them.
Is it on you for not knowing?
Some of them did the best they could with where they were choosing to be at.
Mm-hmm. Good deal. Stay right there, Badger. We're gonna come back. Go ahead. Finish your thought, brother. And we're gonna come back around to you. Go ahead.
Learning what forgiveness is and how powerful of a tool it is for one's own mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And the value of vulnerability.
Wow, that's good. Ryan, good morning, sir. How are you doing this morning?
Doing well. How are you? Good morning, fam.
Hey, doing good, brother. Asking a question, Ryan. At what age did you meet Ryan? Taking everything off the table and all the falsities and all that, falsities and all that stuff. That's a word I made it up just now. It's the word. Look it up in Webster. At what age did you really sit down and meet yourself?
Probably wasn't until I got married. So my mid-20s, almost 30. I've been told off and on my whole life by mental health individuals that you don't really have an adult brain until you're the age of 25.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got away from chasing girls and chasing money, I mean, I'm always chasing money, but chasing money for a different reason now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I got away from all of that and started focusing on myself and my wife, our relationship, started having kids, that's about what I met myself.
Mm-hmm. Did you like that person you was introduced to?
At first, no, not at all. Because it's a change, right? Nobody likes change.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew there was a lot of work to be done, a lot of things that needed to be corrected, a lot of apologies, not just to myself, but to my wife, because I wasn't the best man before we got married, you know, working all hours of the night, and then, oh man, I'm tired, so I'm gonna go out with my friends and be gone, you know, and that wasn't fair to her, especially with the struggle she was dealing with. So I had a lot of things I needed to correct. And of course, nobody, like I said, likes change. So that took time and effort. But I think once I got involved in church at one point and changed some things, excuse the horns, I started to make some changes then. While I'm not involved in church now and will probably never set foot in a church again, the time that I spent focusing on myself and helping other individuals brought out me. It brought me out. It cracked open that hard shell and, you know, landed the final softening blow after all my kids softened it up enough. You know, it landed that defrost blow and helped me be a better human being.
So I listen again. I say this. I listen to every word that's being said. Excuse me. That's that come across here. And you said that defrost blow. So are you saying that you was frozen? Or are you saying that you was cold during that time?
Oh, for sure. I think I mentioned it yesterday. The stuff that I had gone through when I was younger made me super hard. I didn't like people at all. If you weren't someone that I knew, or you weren't someone who was in my inner circle, don't speak to me or we finna throw down. Like, I just didn't want to get to know anyone. So my kids definitely softened me enough to when I got involved in the ministry aspect of things, it delivered the final softening blow, and I was able to open up and become a better human being from that experience.
That's good. That's good. Captain Leonard, good morning, sir. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning, Raheem, and the Morning Glow family.
Ask the question, Leonard. At what age, and it's different for everybody, but at what age did Leonard Jones really sit down and meet Leonard Jones?
Well, for me, that was very young. I would say around maybe 11. Because, you know, I was teaching in church at a very early age. And then I would say I got to know myself a lot better. But I haven't changed a whole lot in terms of morals and things like that. I think I just became more accepting of certain things. Like, you know, some people still operate under the belief that, you know, people out to do them some good and things like that. I'm not that type of guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy to fool me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't appreciate being tricked and taken advantage of.
Mm-hmm.
So I was never that person that just followed folks just to be following them and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer my own way.
That's good. That's good. Now, Leonard, you say, and I've heard you say many times on a broadcast over the years, that you was teaching very young in the church. If you didn't handle that right, that could have been a thing that could have, because of the responsibility that goes into it, and how, because I've heard the story many times of how you had to do that. If you're not careful, if you were not careful, that could have actually turned you away from the church.
Well, I didn't have that type of experience because there was no foolishness going on in the church.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like that at all. It was just, I took from stories from like the story of Jesus in the temple, and about that age when it was just time to put away childish things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And be about the Father's business.
That's scripture.
So I was very much into manhood early,
mm-hmm.
and becoming a man, because that's what I was going to become. That is what was next.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That the whole being irresponsible and things of that type of thing, it just wasn't cool to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because it wasn't accepted from me. And my mother would always stress, if God gives you a gift, you have to use it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, I always, as soon as I always worked and went to school and things like that, but I was going to become a man. So it wasn't no trying to prolong it or what have you, accept responsibility and begin to build your integrity.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. Yeah, because I met a young lady, had to be sometime last week. She was working in one of the convenience stores I go in, a very popular store here. I'm sure you know what it is. This store here is like a Walmart, but it's a convenience store. I'm not gonna call the name because they're not paying me. But she and I got into a conversation while she was working, and she said, I'm something she was saying about, I'm not in here I'm not trying to get in trouble or something like that, but I want you to understand something. I was like, yes, ma'am. What you want me to understand? She said, I'm a PK.
Yeah, I was too.
I know. That's why I'm telling the story. She said, I'm a PK, and she laughed, right? I see, and me being me, I see what I knew what she meant, but I see, what exactly does that mean? You a PK? I mean, I know what it means, preacher kid, but what does that mean though? What title goes along with that? She said, you don't heard about us PKs. I said, okay, let me leave her alone because she's going to turn the corner, but. But my thing is this. My thing is this right here, because a lot of times certain individuals take a title like that and own it. And that's why I say a person have to be real careful of what titles. Because Badger was talking about earlier about titles as well, but he was using it in a positive way. But this young lady, she didn't mean it in a positive way at all. She meant she'll get out there, she'll tab some stuff, she'll get boosted, she'll drink up, sex up, do whatever it is she want to do because she's a PK, and I guess that gave her the right to do so. What do you say to that, Leonard? Then we're gonna go to Tucson. Coming to you next.
Well, I don't think it was that at all. It's just we know right from wrong, and we don't call it nothing else. It's wrong, it's sinful, but we gonna do it.
Yeah, but she didn't mean it that way, Leonard. She was being naughty.
We're not pretending like we don't know. Mm-hmm. Like everybody else. Well, I ain't know no better. I always knew better.
Yeah, but like I say,
we sin outright.
Exactly. But see, I don't think she, and I understand where you're coming from and what you mean by that, but I don't think y'all on the same wavelength when it comes to that. She was talking about she'll get.
No, I don't know.
Yeah. She was on a different wavelength, but I understand exactly what you're saying, and yeah, we all know right from wrong, but at the same time, are we always willing to exercise that right from wrong?
I've heard a lot of people, but you know what, Raheem? That's what I've learned growing up. There are some people that want you to believe that they don't.
Wow.
And it's become very popular
mm-hmm.
and almost normal for folks to believe that.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I didn't know no better. How could you not have known better? How?
Being 35 years old, you're gonna say you didn't know no better. Okay. Okay, 35 years old, 36 years old, you didn't know no better. Okay, you want me to
Somebody lying today.
Exactly. But that's what happened every day. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have this conversation and discussion today, because and we wanted to address that very point. How long have we been living in a life where we're lying to ourselves? When are we gonna sit down and meet and introduce ourselves to ourselves and deal with the reality of what we are, who we are, and how can we fix ourselves? Because a lot of us need fixing, man. A lot of us are broken. Tucson, what do you say to that, brother?
You caught me at a time with 5 people talking to me, but that's okay. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Say what you asked me again, because I missed some of it. Because I'm talking to 9 people right now. But I'm listening. I want to be a part of this conversation for sure.
Good deal. I appreciate that, man. How often is it that individuals, us, lie to ourselves and live in a falsehood, and realize that we need to sit down and really meet ourselves, find out who we are, and work on the process of fixing ourselves? Because a lot of people are broken. A lot of people are really broken.
Raheem, that's why I say we blame other folks. Some people, yes, that's why I say we blame other folks. When it's your life that has been affected, and it's some of the decisions some decisions you didn't make, but you allowed somebody to make it for you.
Mm-hmm.
And there you go. But you had a hand in it, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to make some people have some things going on in their lives. You have to make people believe you.
Mm-hmm.
But then at the same time, because they don't believe you, you think it's your fault. You commit suicide. Well, you ain't got no more chance no more. Your life over yet. You done made that decision for you, and that was the decision. But you got to look within yourself and say, okay, what do I need to do till time get better?
Mm-hmm.
But we lie to ourselves because it's their fault.
Yeah. Wow.
I say that, and then sometimes it is their fault.
Mm-hmm.
But life is a process. And sometimes we believe the beginning of the story. And all that is learning process. That's the learning process. The first 25, 30 years, you don't know nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You're guessing through life and trying to say that's me. No, it ain't. That's just my belief.
Exactly. Wow.
That's the student being taught.
Mm-hmm.
Listen. No, you don't want to listen. You want to talk.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And that's and that, wow. That too is a part. Don't want to listen. You want to talk. Wow, that's good. Badger, talk to me, brother.
That was really good. I like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, this conversation this morning make you think.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like what Donald said of sometimes it is somebody's fault. But how long is a person going to hold on to it? You know, the way I was taught about emotions and responsibility for ourselves is even when someone does something bad to you in a moment, you know, all the emotions that are tied to it, even if it's something that happens repetitively, there should be a point where if you don't need to be around that person, you don't be around that person no more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you change your environment, you change your the way you react
to
a situation. Because acknowledging that there are people out here that will take advantage of you, that think you're less than, and so on and so on. You know, it's a huge list, right? Of people out here, or they might get mad at you because of the way you think or the way you say something. You know, there's all kinds of reactions that a person will get throughout their life. And some of them are similar because each individual reacts the way that they react, the way they talk, and so on. But at what point do we accept who we are to a degree of we don't have to take that no more? We stick to our morals. We stick to who we are. If we're around somebody that's constantly just belittling us and everything else under the sun, when is a healthy time to put your foot down?
In the beginning.
And then on that same coin, if it's somebody in need and you can see that they're reacting because they're in a negative place, you know, do you push that person away or not? Or are you that person that could plant that seed to help them grow like a seed was planted in us?
Do you agree with me when I say that you have to be the controller of your own destiny? You have to be the controller of your own path. You have to be the controller of your own destiny and take that control out of other people's hands. Do you agree with that?
Repeat that first part again. There was a semi driving by. I couldn't hear you.
Do you agree that you have to be the controller of your own life?
We are. It's just, it's learning that we are. Just because, you know, 1,000 people beat you up and called you something, doesn't mean that's who you are. In no way, shape, or form. That's not who you are. So it's like, to me, I'm more worried about not only what I think of myself, but who am I to my kids and my wife? Am I what all these toxic human beings are saying? Or am I the loving, caring father that will do anything to take care of my family?
Who do you say you are?
I'm the loving, caring person. Okay. Them people calling me whatever they want to call me, if I let it affect me, guess what? I gave them control.
Good deal. Right there.
And I relinquished my own.
Exactly. Ryan, what's on your heart, brother?
I don't really know what's on my heart today. Going all kinds of different directions. Busy at work. I didn't even brush my beard this morning. I don't know. Give me something. Give me something to go on.
Badger was talking about how people try to take control of your life, and if you allow them, they'll take the steering wheel in your life. And I asked him the question, at what point do you have to realize that you have to be the controller of your own destiny, of your own life, and take the control out of other people's hands?
I learned that probably at the age of 14 when I started living on the street. Had to take control of myself, you know. I went to work, went to school, took my paycheck, gave it to my grandfather to invest so I could get my first car. My big behind driving around in a 92 Geo Metro. That was my first car.
There you go.
I'm not small. I'm 6'3", so that I had to take the back seat out.
Good Lord.
Yeah. So you know, I had to take that wheel and drive early. Otherwise, you know, it's a really crappy song out here in Detroit about it's so cold in the D. Well, we ain't talking about winter. You know. but yeah, I mean, it was rough out here. Young cat with nothing really other than what was in my car. Going to school, going to work, sleeping in my car sometimes. But those are those moments in life that made me who I am today. You know, I'm hardened in some ways, but I'm very compassionate towards people. I can see more sides to the story than just one, and I always search for that. And so people say what they're going to say, people try to do what they're going to do, but I don't let anything affect me. The only thing that affects me at this point is you start on my wife and my kids, and then we have a problem. You know, it's almost like that hard person. You start to attack my family. It's almost like a light switch. You turn it on, and that hardness is instantly back. It never went anywhere.
Yeah,
I just have control over it now. You know, so I try my hardest to just focus on what I got to do to take care of them. That's my drive. I know who I am. I know what I have to do, but maybe they don't yet. So I'm there to just kind of to guide the trailer, if you will. Just pull them on behind me, make sure they're doing what they got to do to succeed, because I was failed. I'm not going to fail my kids.
There you go. That's good. That's good. Lynn, I heard you saying something in the background. Lynn, what's on your heart, brother?
I like what Ryan was saying, because what he just said was how a lot of people make it. I know the song you're talking about.
Yeah.
And how rough it is, but instead of him, woe is me, getting in more trouble, what he said? He said he still worked as hard as he could. When you develop an ethic at that age, it makes you a better person. You know, he went about trying to do what he had to do to feed himself.
Why is it, Leonard,
and that's what?
Why is it that one person could develop that what you're speaking of, the ethics and everything about themselves, and the next person cannot or do not?
Because his was real. His was true. He wasn't faking it. He wasn't trying to fit in or nothing. He still, a lot of kids have to do what they have to do, even if they ain't got parents to take care of them. You know, like say for instance, homeless children. A lot of people don't understand. Them kids go to school every day and work hard. A lot of them. But that's why we got the McKinney Veto Act and things like that, because it's recognized that some young people are out here and they have to provide for themselves. Whether it be their parents on drugs and things like that, you can choose to make the best out of it, even that situation, or you can just go with the flow and wind up just like your mama now.
Wow. That's good. That's good. Tucson, are you back with us?
Yeah, Ryan. I thought about something.
I told you. Didn't I tell you that it's going to change throughout the broadcast with this question? Then I tell you, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, but here's the thing. And we can ask each other this. If I were to introduce you and come up with a bunch of stuff, would you believe me? And I say, ladies and gentlemen, this is Raheem or Leonard or Babs or Brian. Ryan.
Ryan.
If I would introduce you and say, ladies and gentlemen, this is Ryan, would you believe me or Leonard? Because the thing about it is, I'm only assuming who you are. But if you believe what I do, what I say in introducing you, is that really who you are? No. But sometimes when people say something about us, we begin to believe that. That's all I want to say.
Wow, that's good. That's good. Because a lot of times people, you ask, who are you? They'll tell you their name. That's not who you are. That's your name. But who are you? And a lot of people can't. A lot of people can't go deep enough to answer that particular question right there when you ask them, who are you? Tucson, you still there?
Yeah, they say ask my mama.
Wow.
Yeah, they say ask him. Ask him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they trying to ask you, who are you? And you say, well, this is what they say about me. Yeah, okay. Do you believe them? They'll either reflect on your past, they'll assume your present, or dictate your future.
Come on.
And you believe them, and you live accordingly. So you live that lie. That don't even make sense. Because some people still developing.
Yep.
How they gonna know who you are when you don't know?
Tucson,
I don't know.
A lot of time people say, I see something in you. I see something in you. I see it in you.
Oh, yeah, right. Well, you almost made me say something.
I think you did, but go ahead.
No, but some people pick up on doing stuff because I see that you're gonna be, and then they pick up a Bible and start preaching. And for 15 years, they ain't said a word.
Yeah. Wow.
Just a bunch of foolishness.
Mumbo jumbo.
Become a criminal, stealing in the name of the Lord.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, I can't say that. I was going to say, nigga, you know you ain't no preacher. You're a cook.
Take the P off. You're a reacher. You reaching for everybody's money. That's what you are. You're a reacher. You're a preacher. You're a reacher.
They told me I was going to be my daddy called a man to preach. He hid behind a tree in the dark and called a man name. The man said, "Yes, Lord, your servant hear you." Been preaching ever since. My daddy called him.
Lord, boy.
They had nothing to do with God.
Wow. Badger, what's on your heart, brother? I came forward too smart this morning.
He's on a roll this morning,
yes,
apparently.
Lord.
I was sitting here and I was thinking, when it comes to the individual, different people process things in different ways. Some that are able to learn certain things when they're younger are grow at certain paces. Sometimes kids can have really good morals when they're young, but the way that words skip me for a minute.
When we come back to you,
go to somebody else.
Okay.
My kids, yes, please.
Ryan, talk to me, brother.
Like I was just saying in chat, that's a good question Tucson said. It's not who you are when you get introduced, that's your name. But at the same time, a lot of people don't want to know who you are. They care less. I would say that's the vast majority of people. And I think that we've gotten away from, as a people, spending time. Everybody wants to look at Facebook and TikTok and all these social media sites because they think that that is who somebody is based on the content they post, right? I think, like I was saying, we've gotten away from spending time. And spending time getting to know somebody, then you can really know who you're dealing with. So like, for instance, my power outage situation last week, 5 days, no power. And my son made a friend at school and we had dinner with the parents because I don't let my children go anywhere unless I've met the parents first.
Yeah, exactly.
And so we had dinner with this young man's parents, and they're from Germany, different country, completely different in every single way other than being a human being. Like all their mannerisms, their hosting, their guests. Like, you know, here in America, we, you know, hey, what can I help you with? You know, we're here at your house having dinner. You know, you need some help with anything? Like, that's offensive to ask them if they need help with anything, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we lose our power, and the father and I are kind of in that courting phase, if you will. We're getting to know each other,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, he speaks a little English and I speak a little German, so it works.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, he was like, "Oh man, you know, we got an inch of ice. This is crazy. You know, at least we have power." And I said, "Well, I don't. I lost my power." And they're saying it's not going to be back on until Sunday. And there was no hesitation, even though this man doesn't know me. Bring your family, get your stuff, come on over here.
Mm-hmm.
And they welcomed us into our home, or into his home, right, for that whole period.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm getting to my point now. Every day I would have the conversation with them, you know, hey, we're going to get out of your face. We don't want to be invading your privacy, your home. You know, we appreciate what you're doing for us. But, and then he would stop me every day. Why are we having this conversation again?
Mm-hmm.
You'll be back here when you're ready to come back here. Gave me a code to his home.
Wow.
So that I can bypass the alarm and get in. And he said, we're in this together. Mm-hmm. He said, we may not know each other all that well, but you never know who your true friends are unless you go on vacation with them or you have an emergency situation like this.
Yep, exactly.
And he says, it's been 4 days. So I think we're good. Everything has went well, you know, so we took that time. I didn't engross myself in video games like I normally do. My wife didn't engross herself in watching television shows. We let the kids do what they did. The kids actually taught us a lesson during that time period because they just acted like it was normal. Nothing was wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, like we need to have this mindset right here. Like our kids are just going with the flow, right? Getting to know each other, hanging out. And I was just like, so we sat down. We sat down on the couch and we just talked about life. Period. We're getting to know each other. And it was probably one of the most beautiful experiences I've had in many years. And, you know, we show our gratitude in the States a little different, give people gifts for things that they did to us. Him and his wife like to build Lego sets, the big, massive ones, right?
Yeah.
So I went out and I bought him a Lego set of the White House.
Wow.
One of the ones he didn't have, right? So I found it, I bought it, and I took it to him, and he's like, no, this is unnecessary. I'm like, yeah, well, you don't want me to help around here when I'm here, so you're going to take this gift because it's my way of showing affection and appreciation to you.
Yeah.
And he took it, and he already put it together.
Wow. Wow. Didn't take long. That's good. And so, yeah, you said a lot, man. And that's something that is the village. We always talk about the village. That's the village coming together and helping each other. When one person is down, they got the mind. You have to have the mindset. If you're down, we all are down. Let's come and help each other. Let me lift you up and get you through this situation. And then once we get through this situation, we can go our own ways and whatever we need to do. But at the same time, we're here to help each other. And build.
Right. Last thing, and I'll pass the mic. What we do here on a daily basis and on Tuesday nights is a similar effect. We're all getting to know each other. We're all speaking on personal things, opinions. We're kind of getting to know each other. So, like, in my mind, if one of you came to me for help in some regard that I was able to do it, my home is open. You know what I mean? I've gotten to, I don't 100% know everybody here, but I know y'all enough to where I could welcome somebody in and not have to have that super guard up. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And that's good. And that's family, man. That's why I say it all the time, man. We're family. If anybody come and hang out with us for a certain amount of time, they'll feel it too. They'll definitely feel it too. I promise you that. I promise you that, man, because that's who we are. Let me see. We got I think we got Shanavia. Shanavia, good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, y'all. I'm good. How y'all doing?
You doing good, doing good. Got a question for you, sis. At what age did you have the opportunity? Did you have the opportunity to meet in all elements, Shanavia?
That's a good question. That's an interesting question too, because I think that my first introduction came at an early age, but my first acceptance was at 25.
Wow.
And the person
two different experiences, right?
Sorry.
Two different experiences, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And that person at 25 isn't the same person at 36, because there's an involvement that happens. I just started doing my work, my healing work at 25 in order to accept, the trauma, the pain, the hurt, the bad stuff. I had to I was reintroduced to myself at 25. And then I grew to fully love myself at 30. And then there was a different work that had to be done at 30. And now at 36, this is the most, not that I haven't been authentic throughout my lifespan, but this is the most authentic and healthiest version of myself from 25. Well, from that young girl to 25 to 30 to 36. And I'm sure, in the next couple of years or the next year, there will be a different version of me that will require a different work in me. So I don't think that we don't stay the same person. And if you stay the same person as far as like with your growth and your healing, your mindset, and who you are, I don't there's not a day that goes by that I don't discover something else about me. So it's a continuous thing, at least the way that I look at it and that I experience it. Because I could not, you couldn't tell me at 21 that I would be this person at 36, because 21 was very dark. I didn't know if I was going to make it to 25, much less 36.
When you look back at 21 and the experiences that you had at 21, does it scare you now?
Oh, absolutely. That it was reckless. There's no way that there's been so many situations that me and some of my cousins and roommates, we will talk about like how we made it out of certain situations, and with me and and I was also like I was very green. I was very naive to certain things, and that naiveness put me in some situations to where it's just like, girl, how did you make it? How did you get out of this?
Wow.
So yeah, absolutely.
Good deal. Talk to me, brother.
It's good when you're given the opportunity to live a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you get the opportunity to live a little bit and you can see things so much clearer than you did before. And every day, my thing was that kept me out of trouble was just say no. And people used to laugh. And when I heard Nancy Reagan?
Nancy Reagan, yes.
I remember writing at that young age, essays about just say no, because that's all you have to do. And then I went to the Bible to find out that if you resist the devil, he'll flee from you. I'd rather stand alone than with fools.
Yeah. Wow.
Period. And I don't have to prove nothing to nobody or anything like that. But what I do need to do is prove to myself to be the best that I can be. I don't even understand the concept of hating yourself. As intelligent in all the classes and trainings that notion of hating oneself, that's a problem.
Yeah.
That is a huge problem.
But Leonard, would you agree that there are some people that can't? Would you agree that there are some people that actually live there in that space? As sad as it is, they live there. Mm-hmm.
Even now, to this day, I could probably sit and still debate the issue.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think it's that you hate yourself. I think you hate the things you've done.
Mm-hmm.
I think you don't want to accept what you've done.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what, if you're looking at it from a Christian perspective, that's what that baptism is about.
Mm-hmm.
The symbolism of that water death and being reborn. Because at some point, I don't care what it is, you have to accept it.
Mm-hmm.
Once you accept it, it makes it a lot better because now you can go and be who you really want to be.
Yeah.
That's what you work towards,
mm-hmm.
being what it is you really want to be. Now, if you don't want to be nothing,
but Leonard, do everybody know what they want to be? If they don't know who they are, how could you expect them to know what they want to be?
Right, that's the issue.
Yes.
When you find out if you want to be a doctor, guess what you have to do? Everything that you do should be working towards that.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be anything, everything that you do has to be geared towards that. Because if not, you're going to get distracted.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's going to lead to you having regret.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
You may not get it on the first time. You may fail along the way, but keep going that way if that's what you want to be. Some people don't find that out. Some people may not find out till they're 40 or 50. I make the joke with people a lot of times. I'm still trying to grow up.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to grow up.
Mm-hmm.
Because I still play too much sometimes. I still do.
Mm-hmm.
But and that's why I don't sit there and get mad and say I hate myself. But I add up what I didn't do.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm okay with that. Because if I applied myself more certain things, I would have accomplished them.
Yeah. Wow. Procrastination. That's something that we all have to deal with at one time or another in our lives. Had we not procrastinated, we'd be so much further. Anyway, just a thought. I had 2 songs here. I'm just throwing that out there for free. Rico, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning? Rico, you there? Rico might be away for a second here. Badger, talk to me.
Kind of to pick up on some of the things that was being said about waiting until coming from the existence of everyone was more important was very eye-opening when I finally started to learn that I needed to put myself first sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And that was all right to do. That was okay.
Is that selfish? Is that being selfish?
If you would have asked me this 10 years ago, I would have said yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't know any better.
Good.
Now it's when you're at your limit, you're at your limit. And it's okay to step away. That's not selfish. That's not being self-centered. That's making sure you are okay to be able to help someone else or to be able to. It's that whole idea that sometimes we need a break. We need to be able to step away and recollect our thoughts, or reconnect to a healthier mindset.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that whole concept of what is important to us in the moment to be the best human being we can be.
Mm-hmm.
I heard you ask a question earlier of who are we? or like if many years ago, if you would ask me who I am, I was just said my name.
Mm-hmm.
Now I throw people off because I go, I'm a spiritual being living a human existence,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm a descendant of my ancestors, and I do my best to be a servant for community.
Mm-hmm.
Those are things that are who I am now.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good.
And learning that it's okay to be like that. Learning, I mean, me and Leonard have a lot of talks. I talk to Donald, Navy. It's realizing that we are spiritual beings living a human existence became an eye-opening thing to me, because that's when I started to really learn that all of my experiences led me to who I am today, be it the negative or the good ones. And it's how my brain reacts to those memories or to any situation of today.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good.
That shows if I've grown or not.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's good. 508-924-3521, 508-924-3521. Give us a call. We'd love to have your input. Give us a call. Tell us what you think about what we're talking about today. Rico, you back with us, brother?
Yeah, I'm here, man.
Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Man, I can't complain, man. It started off great, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just happy to see another beautiful new day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rico, we asking a question, and at what age did Rico Jackson sit down and meet Rico Jackson? At what age did you meet yourself?
Oh, man. Okay. Let me see how I can take this. You know what I'm saying? I could try to go deep and try to be intellectual or whatever, or I could just take it simple.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say, I probably don't know the age, but I'll probably say the day that I looked in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just take it simple. You know, let's just take it to the basic, you know what I'm saying, understanding of existence and trying to figure this thing out. And then actually looking in the mirror and realizing, okay, that's me. That's who I look like. This person in his head that's thinking, that's what you look like.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, man. I mean, when I probably recognized it the first time, I probably didn't even realize what was going on. But, you know, the minute I was able to just stand in the mirror myself and look and say, hey, my face clean or whatever, I'll say probably about 4.
Okay.
You know, when, you know, so yeah, it ain't, I ain't gonna even try to go too deep into that. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. Now, when you did look at yourself, Rico, and you did recognize who you were in all of its elements, did you like that person that was staring back at you?
Yeah, I mean, you know, just like I liked everybody else when I was young. I was meeting new people. I was meeting new life. I mean, I really did enjoy life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was an amazing thing to me.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Meeting new people, meeting Chinese people. I remember the first time I saw Bruce Lee, I was like, wow. You know, you see people different, dressing from different cultures. Wow, you know that exposure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was it was an experience. You know, to actually just realize that's me. Mm-hmm. I mean, see, it's one thing to have these thoughts in your head and to go from the inside looking outwards and view everything, but it's still so hard to look at yourself to know what you look like. So you have to look in the mirror to know what you look like. I mean, you can look down at your shoes or whatever and say, well, okay, they clean or whatever. But you have to stand back and look at the mirror to get a whole picture of yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to see if your face is clean. Sometimes you can feel if your face is clean. So, you know, but most times you can't feel it. You might go look at the face and be like, man, they didn't tell me I had a booger.
Yeah, exactly.
You wouldn't realize it until you looked in the mirror. So, I mean, you know, it was an amazing thing to me, man, because I was actually able to see what the person looked like that was thinking inside this brain.
That's good. Joseph, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Joseph.
Boy, you got a complex question there, don't you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. At what age? At what age did you look at yourself, Joseph? Sit down and look at yourself in all of its entirety, every layer of yourself, and introduce yourself to Joseph and meet Joseph. At what age did you really meet Joseph? Joseph Williams.
Wow, man. I don't know if I could just pinpoint a day. I mean, it's been a journey, and it still is a journey. But I mean, during the 70s, you know, I was all about the afro and, you know, being cool, you know, with the swagger walk and you know, it was all about you know, countering any negative outside forces that was trying to conspire against me to make me feel like I wasn't somebody. So I think my teenage years was all about grappling with that. Mm-hmm. I guess most teenagers go through that.
Yeah.
You know, they go through the peer pressure thing, you know, trying to fit in and trying to be accepted.
Mm-hmm.
So I dealt with that. But I think when I really learned how to read, which wasn't until I was about 20 something.
Mm-hmm.
And I started reading autobiography of different people and looking at, you know, how they started out and how they arrived at certain ideas about themselves and about the world around them.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's when I began to look at myself a little more critically to evaluate some of the thoughts that I held that I thought was so necessary, you know, like being real fly and cool and dressing all hip and, you know, going, you know, fitting in with my older peers,
mm-hmm.
Trying to outdo people, trying to, you know, show off my little used car that I bought and, you know, all that stuff. I thought all that was making me who I was. But I don't know, man. And religion, I think, helped me to realize that was not the totality of a person.
Yeah.
The things that you have. So I learned a little bit more about myself through the lenses of religion, and then through, you know, again, reading autobiographies, and I'm still learning about myself, man.
Yeah.
I'm still meeting myself.
Mm-hmm. And see, that's good.
I think we develop layers, you know, we develop layers, trying to be like this person, trying to be like that person, trying to please these people, please that person, you know, and we get lost in
mm-hmm.
the sauce, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so that's good. You say you actually still meeting you. And I found something that you said very interesting as well, man. I think it's a major accomplishment. But you said you learned how to read at age 20.
Mm-hmm.
And that opened up a whole different world to you when you learned that.
Yeah.
Speak quickly on that for a second.
Well, I always had this, I guess, dyslexia. I couldn't comprehend what I read.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably why I flunked the GED test about 11 times, because I couldn't comprehend what I read.
Yeah.
But you know, that religious thing I was telling you about was when I was in Germany, when I prayed out of really disgust and depression. I said, well, Lord, I feel like I'm cursed. I can't comprehend what I read. You know, he says, you know, I said, but I read here in the book of James that you say, if he that lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives all things freely and doesn't take it back. I said, so I'm gonna get down here and pray for this wisdom, and if I don't get it, I'm gonna throw this Bible in the trash can. And maybe that's not the way I should approach it, because I haven't been able to put down a book since.
There you go. That's good. And I'm gonna tell you
so
something.
I got what I prayed for.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And two things in that: one, he answers prayers, and two, never give up on him. Never give up. That's powerful, brother. That's powerful.
Yeah.
And that's a testimony to a lot of people out here. Because there's some people that may be listening to us right now, man, that are of a certain age, teenage or whatever, or well above, that have issues with reading and comprehension.
Hey, you're so true. I gave that testimony in church, and some months later, an old lady about 79 came to me. She said, "You know, I got my GED. I remember what you said in your testimony."
Yes.
She said, "I always wanted to get my GED."
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
She said, and I went back to Clayton State College and I got it.
Mm-hmm.
And I celebrated with her because I know that feeling.
Absolutely. That's good. And that's an accomplishment. I want to encourage anybody that's listening to the sound of my voice. It's never too late. It's never too late. Get with some people that can help you through that journey, through that part of your life, and let them help you to get to where you want to be.
Yeah.
And that's just not with that, but with anything that you want to do. Get with the right people. There are people out there that will help you. That will help you and assist you. You just got to find the right ones. Not everybody, because
and look, that's so true, because it was some white people in Italy. Mm-hmm. My white friend, Mr. Brownie, who helped me with math and helped me matriculate through the high school diploma program they had in the military. And I don't know why he cared so much that I get it, but he labored with me, man. Brother from Boston, had that Boston accent. I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
And some other good people, man, I met. People to help you, man, when they see you helping yourself.
Absolutely. And I want to take an opportunity to tell everybody that please share this broadcast. Share the broadcast, and take another second and share the broadcast all over again, because we're talking about some things that I think a lot of people need to hear. And hopefully, prayerfully, it's going to help them as well. So if you get an opportunity, if you get a chance, please share the broadcast. And one more time, share the broadcast. Cassandra, good morning. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Cassandra, we're asking the question, at what age did Cassandra Alexander Green sit down and meet Cassandra Alexander Green in whole entirety? Or let me be a professional for a second. In whole entirety. How about that, Rico? Entirety. I can say it, brother. So, at what age did Cassandra meet Cassandra, and how did you feel about that meeting?
Well, I feel like this is just me. I have not fully met Cassandra.
Wow.
I'm still so searching for the entirety of who I am, and every day I feel like I'm learning more about myself. So and things that I didn't realize about myself. So, I believe that we should ever be evolving, ever learning about ourselves and even other people. But I'm still on that journey. I count not myself to have apprehended, but one thing I do, I'm forgetting those things which are behind me, the things that I've learned about myself. And the things that I've been through, and I'm pressing. We should be constantly pressing toward the mark. That means pressing to know our God, pressing to know ourselves more. So for me, I'm on that journey. I'm so far, I think, from really knowing who I am, and it's okay. I think it's great.
Yeah,
I think it's great.
Absolutely. Cassandra, what would you say to the people? And I know Cassandra. You, like I said, you're my big sister. I know you. But my thing is right here. What do you say to the person that say, well, I didn't fully meet myself until I met the Lord. And when I met the Lord, that's when I met myself, and I found out who I am through the Lord. Okay, that's a piece or a part of your puzzle, but is that the whole puzzle? What do you say to that person?
It's not the whole puzzle. I mean, and yes, meeting God is the ultimate exposure to who you really are. But all our lives until we meet the Lord, we should have been, learning more about that. In fact, some of us, we would never have met the Lord had we not discovered some things about ourselves. We never would have met him.
Yeah.
Because we was messed up from the bottom up.
Yeah. Wow. Exactly.
We were messed up. We really were. So, it's just, for people that want to be deep in spirit, holy, I don't know. I guess that's their sentiment, but that's not mine. I was trying to figure out who I was, before I met God. God enhanced that. And even now that I know God, I'm still finding out more about who I am.
Good deal. Good deal. That's good. Captain, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Raheem. Morning, Glow family. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking.
Good deal. Good to have you, man. And I'm asking a question. At what age did you meet you in its whole entirety? At what age did you meet you with all layers pulled back? And what was that meeting like?
Wow. That's a good one. I can't truthfully say when I met me because I'm like Cassandra. I'm still learning me. I think there was one time when I was going through a trial that I got a chance to see me because I was in a very, very vulnerable, humble state. And sometimes it's not until you're all the way down in life that you can see up. And I remember me being very, very down. And it just very raw, meaning when I mean raw, you just can't hide and fake yourself no more. You can't lie to yourself no more. You can't no longer deceive yourself no more. And when you come to the reality of who you are and what you are, it's not a pretty picture. It's not a pretty picture.
Yeah.
Because now you see that the guy that's in the mirror that you've been looking at, you know, he's not what he proclaimed to be privately or publicly. When you get that way, and when I got that way, then I was able to see God. And I was not what I should be. Thank God, I was not what I used to be either. But we are not the same today that we will be tomorrow.
Yes.
We're constantly growing. We're constantly evolving. Just being on this show have changed and showed a lot of things about myself. Sometimes it takes other people and situations in your life to show you that you're not always right in everything you think and do. And to be humble enough or to be respectful enough to admit it.
Yes.
To admit that I'm wrong. I seen this thing wrong. Wow. I didn't know. But the reality of Captain D is a scary reality. Because I'm constantly evolving, and I'm hoping that God would show me myself in a way that would make me worthy to be a servant of Him. But I'm not through. No. I'm like Cassandra. I pray you says I'm constantly learning a little bit more about this guy called Captain D. So far, I don't like what I see, but I do believe I'm on my way to be someone that maybe God would find worthy to be His servant. That's what's on my heart, brother.
Good deal. Good deal. Navy, and that's good. That's good, and I'm loving the transparency that's coming. It's coming forward, man, with this particular question, because it's a tough. People will look at it and say it's just a question, but it's complicated, man. There's a lot of layers to this question. Navy, what's on your heart?
No, I don't know if I can add anything else to it. I mean, you know, Captain Miss Cassandra just kind of echoed what I said earlier. Like, it's who you were at 15 versus 25 versus 36 versus 55 and 66. 66. There will be different layers to you. There's different versions of you, and you're constantly evolving. There's something that I learn about myself every single day. So I'm just going to double down on what I said earlier. Like, The only way you should stop growing is if you're dead. As long as you got breath in your body, there's a continuous evolvement that's taking place, or at least it should be in every area of your life. And that doesn't mean that you evolve. Something that I did have to learn is that there's a season for everything. Whereas I may have been growing in a spiritual aspect last season, this season it may be more of an emotional aspect. And then there's a season to where there's just like a combination of all of it. So you don't get everything at once, which is why it's called growth. So that's it. That's all I got.
Good deal. Good deal. Mr. Hicks, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Raheem. Good morning, family.
Mr. Hicks, I got a question for you, brother. I got a question for you. Good to have you with us as well. At what age, Mr. Hicks, did you sit down and all these layers, pulling back everything? At what age did you meet Mr. Hicks in his whole entirety?
Let me sort of say it like this. It's the same thing, I think. When I guess maybe I'm 30, 31. And it was really a thing when I didn't learn who Mr. Hicks was. I was learning who I was not.
Yeah. Wow.
You know, it was like I saw what made me who I was, and the thoughts and the things I'd done. But I was just learning who I really was when I became a nobody. When I dropped my name, all the names I had Islamic names, I had Swahili names. I've been all these different identities in my evolution. And I guess in a sense, I was lost to who I was.
Wow.
The person I was a person that reacted to what he experienced in the world. I hadn't got in touch with my true self.
Wow. Wow. Once you met your true self, how did you feel about that? How was that encounter?
It wasn't initially a good experience. It was like almost horror, seeing yourself, seeing who you had became, seeing who all these identities you had assumed. It's like when you're reacting to the world, you're sort of like a chameleon. You adapt to the environments that you're in. You put on a different color to deal with that reality. And it was basically dependent on how other people saw me. It was important to me how other people saw me. But when I started that process of learning who I was, it was gradual over the years where it got to a point where I really began not to focus on what people thought of me, but what I thought of myself and what God thought of me. It's a shift.
That's good. That's good. Toussaint, and then we got another caller. Toussaint, what's on your heart, brother?
You ever heard the saying, I was beside myself, or you getting beside yourself, or I lost myself.
Yeah.
You think at your moment of panic, or adrenaline flowing says, man, I didn't know I was, or you might even say you didn't think you was able to do that.
Wow.
You get mad and you have to say, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
Absolutely. That's right.
If you was beside yourself before that happened, well, were you beside yourself prior to it?
Come on.
Who is that self you're talking about?
Say it.
I'm still, I thought I knew myself at 55. I don't know myself yet. Because I don't know what, if tomorrow comes, how I'm going to react to it.
Exactly.
You know?
Wow.
That stranger I hadn't met, that's going to be an impact on my life. So when I meet that stranger, that may be part of where I'm going in life, my attitude might change.
Yeah.
I might say, you know what? Like Cap, I thought I was right. And all the time, for 59 years, I'm wrong.
Wow.
So then what? You gonna start all over, trying to learn yourself again?
At 59.
Wait a minute, doggone it. Oh man, I gotta rethink all the lessons that I have ever learned from infantry, from being an infant to right now. I gotta start all over, because even them old fogies or folk tales that they thought that was completely true wasn't even true, because they couldn't read. All of we're in a time now that we got so much information that it's causing us to be weaker and wiser.
Yeah.
So we all live in when you ask a person a question and they say, "Let me go Google it." Oh, Google know everything. How do you know Google ain't lying? So Google teaching you.
Hey, Tucson, I saw this shirt, Tucson. Who need to ask Google? My wife knew. I asked my wife, she knew everything. Who needs Google? My wife knew everything.
You know, sometimes somebody asks me, "Y'all going to say, let me check my mind." So before I decide yes or no, I got to ask my wife whether I can go. Are we going or not?
I don't know, baby. Are we going? Baby, are we going?
I'm checking my mind.
Wow.
Because I don't do all the thinking in my house. I don't know about you. You might be full man. You know, we got some full men.
Listen.
Until they meet the full woman that they're living with.
A full man is a fool if you don't talk to his woman. A full man is a fool. I'm just saying. That's just what I'm saying now.
Okay, so here's another thing, right? If you know yourself at 20 and you get married at 25, why you change so much?
Question.
Because you met your mate.
Yeah.
Either you met your mate or you met your match.
Fact.
And then before you walking around buff and confident, and now you're walking around with your tail between your legs. Because you're running things. Sure, you're running things. The dishwasher and the vacuum cleaner and all of that other kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Sure are. Yes, you sure are.
And
you're learning every day.
And running over in that corner and being quiet when you finish running all the other things. But anyway, that's a whole different thing. Let me
Man, look, I thought you made me think about.
I ain't a preacher.
When I really thought, I thought my daddy ran the house until I saw the reaction from mom, and dad went sit in that rocking chair and ain't say the word.
See, then why you gonna do that, man? Why you gonna do that, man? Why you gonna do that? Leonard, what's on your heart, brother? And we got another caller. We're going to go to the caller.
You know, just listening, this part is really interesting to me because you get to hear people talk about what they know. They know themselves. They talk about. That's why I like to hear people talk about themselves. I talking about other people all the time and assuming and making assumptions and all that. I don't even really care for that at all. I'll listen to you talk about you all day. And that way we won't have to deal with no rumor, no lie, no none of that.
Yeah.
And so it's, it helps a lot of people that may be going through these types of situations. And instead of making the assumption, it's good to hear from the horse's mouth.
Exactly. Or the other end of the horse. Anyway, oh Lord,
you can put your head on that end if you would like.
Look at, I didn't say that out loud, y'all. I didn't say that out loud. But listen, are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? I'm just asking you, like, are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Somebody else me. Are y'all ready? Somebody, don't everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Willow.
Willa, what's going on, Willa?
Hey, Brian, you ain't
Good morning.
Good morning, sis.
Morning, so.
Hey, we miss you, sis. We miss you. We miss you.
Good morning.
Witty.
Look here. Tell us about it.
Hawaii was nice, y'all. Hawaii was nice. Y'all gotta go.
Yeah, exactly. So tell us about your trip. Tell us about it.
Man, I let me tell you something right here. Wonderful trip. I learned a lot about Hawaii and Diamond Head, the mountains and the volcanoes that had erupted, and we saw where the place where Obama lived with his grandmama, and we learned that even after she died, he didn't acquire that property. We learned how the government came in and stole a lot of their land, and how it was an activist named Kalani who got back some of the land that the natives had actually owned the land in Hawaii. So it was very educational. I mean, and then it was like a strip, like something like when in California they got that area where they got Chanel and Gucci and
Ala Moana.
I mean,
Ala Moana Mall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what Ala Moana.
Yes. I tell you, beautiful.
Yes.
And then the fruit that we eat, it don't even measure up to what's in Hawaii.
No.
Oh
so
my
much fresh.
God, the mango,
Yes.
pineapples.
Yes.
Man, I tell you, it is
so much
awesome.
different. Yeah. It make you, it's truth of the matter, it make you not want to eat the fruit on this side right here, because you know when you eat that over there, then it's different. It's totally different. You're absolutely right.
Man,
Absolutely right.
Yes, it is, Raheem.
Tell us about the beaches. Tell us about the beaches.
Man, they are so you can't even describe the beaches. Beautiful. The water is clear. You can see almost to the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. We even went on a boat, a ship while we were there.
The glass bottom?
We had a dining experience.
The glass bottom? Did you go on the glass bottom boat?
No, we didn't go on that boat. We went on a boat called, I think it was called Salty or Sea something. It was somebody's birthday, and they had a birthday dinner on the boat with the luau. It was like 60 of us that had went all together on this trip.
Man, y'all had a good time.
And I tell you, man, by the time we left there, them people knew how to play spades and be with. Well,
absolutely.
We met so many beautiful people. They were so nice, and I tell you, it's just I can't even explain how nice it was.
Exactly. And that's why I tell people, man, I've been over there a few times, and every time I've gone, I've never had a problem with anybody, man. Everybody was just so nice and pleasant, man. They treat you nice. They speak that a lot of them speak that broken English over there, but it's okay though. You can understand them. But yeah, it's different. It's different. It's a different place. I love it.
A lot of Polynesians.
Polynesians.
There. Yeah.
But okay, now I just want to let everybody know. I want you to be able to give your report about where you've been and what you've been doing, because we definitely miss you. So it's good to have you back. Now I want to ask you this question: At what age did Willa sit down in the full entirety of it all and meet Willa?
Oh wow! You know what, Raheem? I know probably everybody know I had a baby at 15, and it was very hard in the beginning. But I'm telling you, after you have a child, you have to grow and you have to mature. Our people can always say, well, this girl's 40, this girl's 35, but because you're at that age doesn't necessarily mean that your mind is there. And I can say that I actually started reaching the point of my age around 30.
Wow.
Because I had so much to learn. I missed out on a lot of my teenage years because I became an adult faster than what I should have. I sat down around, I ain't gonna say like sat down, but I started noticing my life around 35. I'm gonna say my 30s, because I had 3 children by then, had been through a marriage, divorce, and got into another marriage. But I actually reached, I want to say, and you'll never stop growing and maturing in life. But the point of life, when you recognize your growth period, should be every day. And you'll never stop learning. Never stop knowing everything. You have to always be able to take the responsibility of being responsible for the things that you fault yourself at or fault somebody else at, and then take that in and be able to say, I'm sorry, let me try this again. So that's when life really changes for anybody. You have to change. You can't be the same every day. But I know people who are in their 60s right now who was just the same when they were 17, 18 years old. Is that crazy, Raheem?
Yeah, it
That's
is.
crazy.
It is. Absolutely. Absolutely. Cassandra, Cassandra, what's on your heart? Cassandra?
Hello?
Yes. What's on your heart, sister?
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. What's on your heart?
Oh, okay. No, I'm just listening. At this point, I'm glad Willa had a great time. That's on my bucket list. Hawaii is one of the places on my bucket list.
Yeah.
But as far as about knowing, myself, I still, I haven't. Nothing has changed. I'm still learning. I'm still learning about me. I'm still finding out who I am. And I suggest anybody that feels like they have them, don't be discouraged. You should be learning and growing every day. That's the thing. Never stop being willing to learn, because when we say we really know each other, we're saying that we know pretty much everything, and we know how we react to everything, and we don't. I don't care how you can be the most intellectual person on this line, and you can say, "Oh, I never do that. I never do this. And I love hearing people say that. I mean, that's the way you feel. But there are certain situations that life can put you in, Raheem, where you do something totally,
out of character,
totally opposite. I'm telling you, you be like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. And you get in certain situations in life. I'm talking life, just life situations that will flip everything that you say that you would. I don't know. I'm just saying. I never stop learning. I never stop growing, and I don't want to. I don't know everything. I don't want to pretend like I know everything, because I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. But I know what I know, and I don't mind learning.
Exactly. Rico, talk to me, brother.
Man, I think some of these things like come in steps, and then it's levels to it, or maybe categories. Like the question is, when did I learn who I was? Right?
Yes.
Who Rico Jackson was.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say, I always knew who I was spiritually, but when I had to learn to separate what made me feel good or what pleased me spiritually, and what pleased me physically. Because sometimes you could do some things physically that'll make you selfish, because you made you feel good, it might have hurt somebody else. But then what let me know who I really was when I felt bad. That's when I started realizing that ain't me. So I'm still a work in progress, you know what I'm saying? What I realized is at a very young age, I always had a curiosity, but most of all, appreciation for existence, for life, and trying to figure out where this thing came from, man, how this thing got started. I mean, before anybody introduced religion to me, I laid up at night and while everybody sleep, watch daylight come in.
Wow.
Trying to figure out how this thing started. How did I get here? But appreciating and loving it, can't wait till daylight so I can see and talk to everybody and talk to my grandmama and talk to my aunts and go and play and be bad and get chased. I just experienced this existence. And I knew how much I loved and appreciated it then, and how much I loved and appreciated the fact that everybody else shared the same thing. So my heart had that connection from the very beginning, as early as I could remember, as long as I could remember realizing that I was even here. And was able to recognize how special this was. But over time, as I became a part of the world and got introduced to different manufactured goods and man-made vices and physical experiences, these things started influencing me because they felt good, even as far as sleeping with a woman. I didn't learn it the right way, so that took over me, and it got to a point where to feel good. Sometimes I mistreated women. Sometimes I tell a woman anything she needs to hear to get in them drawers, and then when she go call, and I go block her. I didn't want her. I just want to get it off. I just want to hit it to see what it was like. But now, even to this day, even though that might have been 30 years ago, I can see some of these women, and I know deep down inside, man, I remember when he did that. He just got some and left me, and then he called me. I'm gonna treat me like a piece of meat, and I feel bad to this day.
Wow.
Because that ain't me. That ain't my heart.
Yeah.
I don't like hurting people. I got a conscience. So over time, I started having to learn how strong I was or how weak I was. And I'm still a work in progress. Because just as soon as I think I'm good, I go back to this. If you treat me good, I treat you better. If you treat me bad, and I treat you worse. And I think I done did a good thing, and I'm changing until I get mad. Then I realize, oh man, I still ain't changed.
Yeah.
And in the past, when that happened, and I treated somebody worse, I felt bad afterwards.
Wow.
So that still let me know that heart that was there from the very beginning, that heart that had compassion and empathy and love for other people, along with myself, and wanted to treat people fair, that's still there. Even when I got infected with the ways of the world and started doing things that I wanted to do out of selfishness and individualism, and just to feel good, that hurt other people. The fact that I could go back and apologize or feel bad or have a conscience let me know that I knew way back who I was.
Wow. That's good. That's good. Cat, what's on your heart? This is good. I'm loving this.
Well, I think, I can't add no more to what everybody said. I can't get out of that daggone Hawaii. I'm trying to figure out how to get out of Hawaii. Willa put me in Hawaii right now, man. I'm mad. I'm mad as all outdoors. I'm trying to figure out how I can book me a trip. But nevertheless, can you believe that out of all the places I've been in the world, I've never been to Hawaii?
Wow.
It's out of all the places I've been. And it's something that I have to experience. But nevertheless, I think, Brother Ryan, I heard the minister say this. He says, when you really find out who you are and what you are, you have a hard time holding yourself down. I believe that because the most frightening of all realities is not reality shows, not sometimes what you see that is very real. And we could be out there and see something that's real. We could actually see someone take somebody's life, and that's a reality. But the most frightening of reality is yourself.
Come on.
Because every day, we get up and have to deal with that reality of self. And the sad part that everybody on here is on the same page. The sad part is I like what I forgot who said it. It's not, I think it was Toussaint. It's not when I find out who I am. He said when he found out who he was not.
Yeah.
That was deep. Wow. Because all of us sometimes have an illusion, and life is an illusion. It's an illusion that we all that in a bag of chips. To realize we sometimes the biggest cowards. To realize sometimes we the biggest liars. Sometimes we the biggest storytellers. Sometimes we're not what we would love to be or project others to be. But I do believe this conversation that we're having today allow us all to do some soul searching.
Yes.
But the only reality that we all can agree to is the reality of God.
Mm-hmm.
And if we keep our hands firmly tightened or our foot firmly rooted in the only true reality, which is God, I think we got a chance to find out who we are, what we are, because He's the one who created us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm getting ready to pass the bucket now. I'm not, my cash app is, no, I'm just kidding.
Good deal. Good deal. Mr. Hicks? Come on, brother.
Yes, sir.
Come on, talk to me.
Oh, wow. I was thinking about, again, it happened to me around 30 years old, 27. I was exiting prison and I was coming back into the world. Inside the prison situation, I had extreme discipline. You know, everything is monitored. So I was, I was on my dean. Walking back into the world, coming out now as a transparent person with some principles, it was a task for me not to be a chameleon again, not to adapt. So it was a new experience standing on the principles of righteousness, of trying to be a good person. Whereas it was easy. It's always easy to be a bad person. All you got to do is just let yourself go. But and I recognized that there was another self inside of me watching me now and making me aware when I was off track. When I said something that wasn't appropriate, when I was feeling something that wasn't right, it was before. It was like when I thought these things, I didn't know. I didn't know how. I didn't see it till after the fact. I would look back and say, "Why did I do that? I could have did this." I was reactionary. But when I found out who I was, and that was from what Deanna Elijah Muhammad told me. He told me I was powerful. He told me I was original. He told me I was a God over my body, over my thoughts. And so now when I stepped out of line, there was a consciousness that was pricking me that wasn't there before. And even now, you know, it's like, it's not like that path or that journey ever stopped. I'm my own worst critic. I know me, and I know me from the inside out, regardless of what other people. And I know that I miss the mark so often. I miss the mark in how I feel about a situation, how I think, and make assumption. And that was my biggest thing, you know, surviving prison and in the war. You had to make assumptions about things. You had to make decisions based off not all the information. So most times you miss the mark. So my life is not. I still fall in victim. Somebody especially in a family situation. One of my kids come to me, tell me this here, and another one tell me that, and I get caught up, and I make assumptions. And that assumption is just as bad as an assumption. You know, it's like the biggest fault. My assumption in things personal. Those are my challenges. Not to take, because I recognize that perspective, and they have that right to make it personal. And I shouldn't make an assumption about this person that I'm dealing with now based on what he's showing me, because I know that most everybody's chameleons.
Yeah, exactly. And nobody really, I ain't gonna say nobody. A lot of people don't even really know who they are themselves. And like you said, they're chameleons trying to adapt in this existence, man. Anybody have anything else they want to say on this before we move on to something else?
Well, I'm gonna say they know, but they're in denial.
Bingo.
You know, most of us do know, but we're in denial because we want to continue doing the things that make us feel good. I mean, that's to me, when you are really aware, then you can accept your humanity, your flaws and all. The fact that you can be addicted when you don't even think you're an addict. You know, when the fact that you can say, you know what, man, I was wrong for what I did, and the reason why I justified doing that was because I just wanted to. Knowing right from wrong. You know, like I said, having that conscience. In the process of knowing who you are, I mean, you know, you have standards. Sometimes we fall to influence and lower those standards. And then after we lower those standards and we learn from our mistake, we go back and say, you know what, man, that ain't even who I am. I went against the grain. But, you know, it's a matter of acknowledging it, being aware once again, like that was actually Hicks that said that about knowing who he was.
Yeah.
You know, and sort of going back to what Captain was saying, you know, I sort of lost my train of thought. But, you know, I think that once you are aware of the fact that you can be mentally strong or mentally weak and break some of these things, sacrifice some things that goes against who you truly are, it reverts back to your upbringing. You know, everybody talk about the home training. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so I think when you had positive reinforcement of the proper home training, you probably do know who you are from the very beginning. It's just a matter of staying in line, walking in your lane, or straying and falling weak to influence. I mean, I think to a certain extent, the Bible might sort of it might be trying to actually explain that to a certain extent about going your walk from beginning to end. As you learning along the way, you know, these experiences and these things we're being introduced to, we still have to stick to our roots. See, that word roots is key.
Yeah.
If you don't know who you are from the root, how you gonna find out who you are when you get started or later on down the road on the branch?
Wow. That's good. Now, anybody else before we get out of here? Well, before we go to the next part, I got something else I want to do before we get out of here. Okay. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I'm multitasking. Good deal. Now, what we're about to do, I need y'all creative juices to come out. And we're about to do something, you know, on Friday, I like to do something fun, lighten it up a little bit because, you know, we talk about a lot of stuff throughout the week. So what we're going to do today, we're going to have a news broadcast. Last week we had a trial. Today we're going to have a news broadcast, but I want y'all to be real light with this thing. Take it where you want to take it to. It's not going to take long. We're going to stay with each person maybe about a minute or two. Then we're going to move to somebody else, maybe 3 minutes or something like that. But I'm going to be here in the newsroom. I'm going to start it out with myself. And Rico, I'm going to start off with you, brother, if that's okay. And I'm going.
Now you go ahead and go to the list first and let me just listen on this one, man.
No. I'm interviewing you. I'm going to be interviewing you. You just say whatever comes to your head.
Okay.
Yeah. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to be in the neighborhood. I'm going to say I'm DKM Media Group. We out here in the neighborhood. We talking. We at the scene, something just happened in the neighborhood. Y'all can make up whatever y'all want to make up. Go whatever y'all want to go with it. And I'm gonna say, I think we have a witness here. Sir, what's your name? Do you tell me what your name is? And I'm gonna say, what do you see? What happened here? And then you just go into your explanation as to any way you want to go. You go where you want to go with it about what happened. Fair enough?
Yeah, go. I mean, I still rather you do this with somebody else, man. Cause I just ain't in the mood to be trying to do no imagination like that.
Okay, Leonard.
Yeah, what's up, Raheem?
Okay, I'm coming to you. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay, good deal. See, I got to figure out how I'm gonna do it myself. Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, 8:30. Just okay. Welcome everybody. We are back here. This is our DKM Media Group. We're here at the news channel. We're here, and we're at the scene of a crime. There has been a crime committed here. There's a young lady came outside. She was hollering and screaming that somebody broke into her house and stole all of her clothes. And she said that the perpetrator that she thinks stole all of her clothes is her neighbor. Her neighbor, because she saw the neighbor wearing her clothes. But it's ironic because the neighbor is a man. And we're just trying to get to the bottom of this whole situation, this whole scenario, to find out what is. Oh, I think I see. There's somebody walking down the hall. Hold on for a minute, sir. Do you have a minute, sir? Are you there, sir?
Am I supposed to say?
Yeah.
What do you want?
Hey, no, sir. There's a crime here. There's police all over the place, man. What do you know what's going on? What happened here?
I don't know. Some crazy dude running around in a dress.
Walking around in a dress. Well, the young lady said that somebody broke into her house and stole her clothes, and she's saying that is her clothes that he's wearing. Do you know him? Do you know her? What do you know about this situation?
Well, I don't know where he got the clothes, but he usually be running around here doing stuff like that.
Is something wrong with him?
Well, I guess if you think him wearing a dress is wrong, I guess so. But that's how I know him. He do stuff like that all the time.
All the time. Okay. Now, where is he now? Do you know where he is?
No, he probably down there by the store. That's where he usually be at.
Wearing women clothes at the store.
Yeah.
Wow. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Crazy as it sounds, crazy as it is, crime has been committed, and this is what it is. This is where we are today. Going back to the newsroom. Thank you very much, sir, for your time, and we are out. Wow. Cassandra.
Right. What did I tell you? What did I tell you?
Look at Mr. Hicks. Look at
Mr. You just know this.
Just go with it. Just go with it, man. Just go with it. Just go with it. You know, let it work for you. Just go. Just let it go. That's how you do it. Just that was good. Mr. Hicks, what you thinking about over there? Mr. Hicks can't collect himself. You all right, bro?
I needed this. Thank you, brother. I needed that laugh. I needed it. Laughter. I was reading a thing about laughter. It's a potent medicine.
Exactly. Cassandra. Oh, Cassandra. I think Cassandra hung up. Cassandra, call back in. Don't be trying to run. Cassandra. I see you over there too. Don't be trying to run. Hey, Toussaint, you there?
He hiding too.
Yeah, he hiding.
I ain't thinking nothing. I ain't seen a doggone thing.
No, Toussaint, you're gonna be my reporter, and you got to come up with a scenario. You got to come up with your own scenario. I'm gonna say there's breaking news, and I want you to talk to Willa. Are you there?
She gone.
Okay, so Toussaint, he's gonna come up with his own scenario. I'm gonna say we have breaking news. We're gonna go to reporter Donald Toussaint. He has a breaking story. Toussaint, whatever you come up with, you describe what it is. And once you describe what it is, you say we have a witness right here, and then you go to Willa, ask her what's her name, and then y'all go into that part of the conversation. Okay?
I'm gonna try my best. I don't know.
Well, this gonna be good here.
Yeah, it is.
Breaking news. Welcome back. This is DKM Media Group. We have a breaking news story. We have our reporter on the site right now. Toussaint, Donald Toussaint, are you there?
Yes, right here. I am here.
Good deal. What is going on? What is going on?
Well, we have reports of local riot at the church, and allegations about the pastor has taken all ran away with all the money.
What?
And the congregation is now really upset, and I'm here trying to find out what happened, and so now, oh, excuse me, hey, lady, ma'am, can you help me? Excuse me, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Are you there? Oh, thank you. Hey, my name is Toussaint, and I'm a reporter. There are reports that the pastor has run off with $100,000 of the church building fund. Do you know anything about that?
Well, yeah, my name is Sister Brown, and I usually sit in the front seat when they pick up the collection. And I noticed this time that when the pastor, he normally goes to the side, but this time he was at the front taking up the collection. I thought that was unusual. I didn't say nothing, but he also had like a Gucci bag. You know, it had some stripes and things on it. I wasn't really sure, but when I saw him, and then he was taking up the collection, because you know we got a big church. We got over 2,000 people at this church. They got a lamp for $100. They got a lamp for 10 and 20. And then when I saw this pastor in line, I knew it was a problem. I knew it. So now I guess I'm finding out what's going on. He didn't took money from the church. Lord help us.
Oscar.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it for yourself. This is Donald Toussaint reporting live here at the John K. L. Missionary Baptist Church. It's your run.
Good. Well, y'all did that. Hey, y'all did that. Y'all did that. Look here. Yeah. Hey, Cap, are you there?
Uh-oh.
Oh, come on. Wait.
Yes, sir. You the reporter, man. You got to come up with a scenario, whatever it is. Off the top, you the reporter. Rico, can you be the witness? So y'all two together, bro. I know that's gonna be something. Rico.
He gone.
No,
come on, Rico.
I'm on the other line.
Huh?
I'm on the other line.
No, you ain't. No, you ain't.
He's not here. He's not here.
Come on, Rico.
You want to show my life? You want to show my life? What's up, man? Come on, man.
Good deal. So I'm going to you. And Cap, you got to come up with your own scenario, whatever it is. Come up with your own scenario, boy. I don't know what I'm getting into right now with these two, but I'm gonna throw it to you, and then you pull Rico in when you're ready after you tell your scenario. Okay?
Go ahead.
Oh, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. I hate to disturb y'all broadcast. I know y'all enjoying the show that you're looking at right now, but we have breaking news right now. We have one of our reporters on site on something that's really going on in the community right now. Captain, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm live at the scene over here at JR Project.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to have got a big crowd out here. What we looking at right now is a guy with his brand new Escalade had all his windows busted out. Female who said that he had been cheated. We don't know, but it got to the point where she ran into the house after she busted all his windows, and he went after her. He's on the door now trying to get in, but I don't know what started it. But wait a minute, there's a gentleman there. He's been sitting here watching this whole episode unfold. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Could you help us and explain what happened? We getting bits and pieces about why this woman knocked out this guy's window in his Escalade. Could you help me? That would be Rico, right?
Yeah.
You talking about the situation that's going on right across the street right there?
Yes, sir. Can you tell what's going on? Can you give us a picture of what happened?
Well, man, what ain't going on? I mean, this ain't nothing new, but this is the first time y'all came out here, so I'm gonna tell you about it. See, last week when I was coming down the street from the store, getting me a cigarette and everything, I walked up through here, man, and I seen that dirty old man. He was out here whispering to one of them little girls, had his hands on a little rig, and just being mad. I said, you know what, man? I bet she don't know what's going on. And then next thing you know, he done walked up in the house. Little did he know she put a camera up on the garage. I seen it. I already knew the stuff was going to hit the fan. And guess what? It hit the fan.
My goodness. So did he, what was on the camera? What did they show the camera? Did people put it on, did they put it on social media? What was on the camera?
Well, she put it on Facebook the day before yesterday. And she said she was going to get him. She was going to bust his head to the white meat. And he was up there looking real stupid. He's standing up there with his arms and legs spread out, trying to walk in front of the camera because I guess he had finally seen it. I didn't realize what it was, but he finally seen it, but he still didn't give up. He tried. And so next thing you know, you went up in there, and now you see what happened today. She came home a little early. And next thing you know, you seen that woman come up out of there with no clothes on, and he came up out of there too, just getting it. And this is what it led to. So now she's getting her justice, I guess.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it straight from one live witness. He said this is something that seems to go on part of the business area of the project. We really appreciate after business, and I'm signing off.
Good deal. Hey, hold on. We just lost somebody. Let's see who we just lost. I think we lost Leonard. Leonard, we get a chance. Call back in, brother. Mr. Hicks, come on. Don't be trying to hide, Mr. Hicks. You tell everybody not to hide. Come on back on that screen. All right, we ready. Let me see who you want. Pick somebody. We got Tucson, we got Rico, Willow, and we got Cap.
Let's try Tucson, my man.
Tucson, you'll be the witness.
I'll be the witness.
No, you the interviewer.
Oh,
you got to come up with a scenario. Yeah, okay. Tucson.
He gone.
No, he ain't gone. The joker running.
No, I'm running. Yeah, let's try it, and I'll have to see if I can get another witness, maybe somebody else along the way. But go ahead. Let's see what we got.
Okay, now, Mr. Hicks is coming up with the scenario, and he gonna call you in as the witness. All right. Tucson, that's cool.
Right.
Okay, good deal. Welcome back. Breaking news. This is DKM Radio. This is DKM Television. And we're here on the scene where we have a breaking news. We have a breaking news article. One of our king reporters, Mr. Hicks, is actually on location. There's something going on. Mr. Hicks, what is going on?
Well, hello there, dear viewers. I'm Mr. Hicks, live coming from here, and there's a situation developing here. Don't know exactly what it is. There's a lot of confusion, police cars, and people screaming. I'm going to see if I can reach out and find someone to explain exactly what's going on here. There's a gentleman here. Excuse me, sir. Yes, you. One the white beard. Yeah, the bald head. Can you come over here? Yeah, come on. Don't be shy. Can you tell me what's going on here?
Well, you said people screaming. You said, right?
I'm trying to get a grip on things. I heard someone say something about someone running around, a man dressed like a woman, carrying an LBGD card and talking about LBGD rights.
Child, let me tell you, man, look, that's old Johnny B. Just like that.
Johnny B? Tell me about Johnny B.
Johnny B. Uncle touched him. Johnny B. Uncle touched him when he was small.
Oh, shame. So
he had some issues along the way.
Okay.
But then Johnny B. is he kind of he good dude, but he kind of strange. And now they done made Johnny B. mad. They fool around. Johnny B. high heel shoes.
Oh.
Nobody. Everybody know. Don't you mess with Johnny B. shoes.
How old is Johnny B?
You really want to make him mad? Take his eyelashes. He will cut up on you. So now here's what happened. Johnny B. had a bag. His eyelashes and his shoes was in that bag. And Johnny B. is cutting up.
Wow. Thank you for your report. I definitely appreciate it. Thank you very much.
There you have it from on the site. We know what's going on now. Thank you there, Mr. Tucson.
Mr. Graybeard.
Like that beard too, man.
Good deal. That was good. Let me see. Willa. Now, Willa, I need you to be the reporter this time. This is gonna be the last one we're gonna do. You're gonna be the reporter, and I want you to call in Cap. You gotta come up with the scenario. Okay. Then you call in Cap. Cap, you okay with that?
Man, you threw me in the soup. Yeah, I'm okay.
Cap, I want you to go way on out there, man. Alec, this is way out Wednesday, Cap. I want you to go way on out there, okay? Here we go. Breaking news. Sorry for the interruption. I know you are absolutely enjoying the show that's on right now. I'm actually loving it myself, but we have breaking news. We have one of our reporters on site. There's a situation that's going on in our community, and I think that you should know about it. Well, are you there?
I'm here.
Well,
I'm here, Raheem. I'm here.
What's going on?
I'm at the scene right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm over here in Jewtown, over here by Liberty Island. Over here, there's a crowd, and they're saying that people have been selling them some phony Coach purses. They want their money back. They're demanding their money back. So I'm looking for somebody in the crowd that can tell me what is really going on. Oh, here's that gentleman. Hi, sir. Can I get you to tell me about what's really happening? Why is this crowd trying to beat down that guy and get in his store?
Well, ma'am, I know this guy's been selling these phony bags. I used to tell everybody that ain't no real bags. You couldn't tell them. They were so anxious to get that brand name that, and I know it's gonna come to this. I know it's gonna come to this. It wasn't but a matter of time, but what really happened was one of the girls went up into the store and she wanted the bag, but she didn't have no money. This what really happened. But I'm gonna tell you what really happened. And she didn't have no money to get one of those phony bags. And he took her back there in the back and told her she don't have to give her no money, but give her some honey. I don't believe you heard me. He said, you don't have to give me no money, but give me some honey. And Lord, behold, he messed with the wrong girl. She got the bag. She took the bag home. Her boyfriend said, where did you get that bag? And she tried to explain. He knew she didn't have no money. She knew he didn't have no money. And he went down there and put a whooping on that guy. So everybody now with the bag back, they running through, grabbing bags. Oh, it's just a doggone mess. But somebody need to deal with people coming in our community, selling us all these phony things. But you know what? Wait a minute. Give me one. No, I like that Gucci. Excuse me, man. I got to go. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for your story.
Good deal. And there you have it. News is a wrap. It's a wrap. What y'all think about that?
Wet dog crazy.
Public Citizen said Captain D is out of control. He said you're out of control,
You
brother.
got wet dog crazy, Brian.
It worked, and like I said, man, every Friday I like to do something a little different, man, and change it up a little bit, man. We talk about some serious stuff throughout the week, but I definitely like to change the thing up as much as we can on Friday, and especially during the last 30 minutes if we can. But Captain, what's on your heart, though? Talk to me.
Man, thank you so much. I really, that's always laughter. We all get a chance to play a character. That's that, because these be some real scenarios in the hood. These some real scenarios in the hood. But thank you for giving us a chance to play role play, and I love everybody on this, man. I'll be honest with you. I really look forward, man. It is the spark of my life to get on Morning Glow, man. And,
praise God.
I really thank you so much, and keep doing. And also, man, let us know if you ain't took your medicine or not, right? Because we try to figure out how you come up with this kind of stuff, man.
Hey,
but that was I'm glad that you pictured the Leonard first. That was the fun part. Because ain't nobody else was bold enough to go out there on that limb. So Leonard, you did a great job of kind of opening up for everybody.
Exactly.
But everybody, I love y'all, man. Y'all have a beautiful, wonderful, wonderful weekend. And remember, always look out for Sister and Brother Fu.
Absolutely.
That's what you got to keep your eyes out on. May God bless you all with peace.
Hey, likewise. Yes, sir. Likewise. Rico, what's on your heart, brother?
Man, just, living life and hoping everybody have a good weekend, until we see each other again Monday morning or talk again Monday morning, peace. And, hey, I feel the same way as Cap, man. I look forward to doing this every morning.
Yes, sir. Likewise. Appreciate that.
Look forward to everybody.
Mm-hmm. We got a good team. We got a good family here, man. Team, family, however you want to announce it, man. But we definitely we look out for each other, and I think we help each other in ways that we may not even realize or recognize that we help each other in, man. There's so many different ways. Y'all help me a lot. Y'all really do, man. I definitely appreciate each and every one of you, man, that we get up here and we do it every morning, hoping that we're helping somebody along the course. We help. I know we're helping each other, and y'all. And like I said again, y'all are definitely helping me. Tucson, what's on your heart, brother? Tucson.
No, man. I think that you be sitting down there with your head on the back of your head, thinking, and before you know it, I guess you got a couple of people that be thinking too.
Mm-hmm.
and that's what makes Morning Glow.
Yes, sir.
And I'm just, grateful to be a part of y'all. For real.
Likewise.
I
Absolutely.
enjoyed it. Look forward to it.
Well,
Ryan, I got to really tell you, I really missed you guys while I was on the trip. I was telling people about the Morning Glow, about Raheem, and I was trying to share with them that they could get on Facebook. I've even tried to give them the number where they'll be able to call in, and if they didn't want to say anything, they could just listen. So I just want to let y'all know I really missed you guys, even though I was having a ball.
Yes.
I really missed you.
Now
that's what's on my heart right here.
Let me ask you a question. Downtown, I know you went downtown Waikiki at nighttime, didn't you? Did you go down there at nighttime just to see the?
We went down. Yeah, one time we went down. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The lighting. They even did a firework.
Yeah.
A firework. Oh my God, it was nice right here.
Now, do they still have all the people playing music on the side? Entertainers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just like somewhat like they do in Las Vegas, but they didn't have a whole lot of them.
Okay.
They just had a few of them. This guy was doing Michael Jackson and Elvis. You find them too everywhere.
Exactly. Yes. So normally be a lot of people up and down the road. People have the band set up and all kind of stuff. Individuals with guitars and all kind of things, and they be on side of the road, man. They just be jamming out, man. And you just walk them down. If you want to tip them, you can. If not, you don't have to. But you can just sit there and just enjoy it. And they're good. They be good. A lot of them be good. A lot of them be real good. Now, not all of them are good, but some majority of them are very good. But yeah, I definitely enjoy that part of it. Rico, what's going on at 3:00 today, sir?
If you missed today's show and would like to hear or see the rebroadcast in its entirety, you can tune in at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on www.bkmmediagroup.com.
Good deal. Hey, Rico, I gotta say it, brother. She's back. She's back.
That's what I've been waiting on. Let's get it.
And I'm asking the question.
Raheem, come on, let's go.
Let's
go, Raheem.
Now, Willa, it's been a minute now. Are you sure you ready now? You sure you ready?
Man, Raheem, I am so ready to receive God's word. Come on, Raheem. Let's go, Raheem.
Well, Willa, I ain't gonna hold you up. I ain't got one more thing to say. One more thing I got to say. Let's go.
Let's go, Raheem. Hey, man. Let us go to the throne of grace this morning. Let us go to the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. Father, we're coming to you with boldness and gladness, Lord, and expectation. First, Father, I'm asking that if there's been anything that I've done, that I've said, that has been displeasing to you and your eyesight, Father, I'm truly asking for your forgiveness. Father, I thank you, Lord. Lord, I thank you for what you've done in my life, Lord, for the beauty and glory of all the things that I've seen, Lord, that you created. I thank you, Lord. Father, I'm asking and praying that those that don't have the opportunity, Lord, that you line it up with your will and you give them an opportunity to see the beauty and the glory of what you created, Lord. I thank you, Lord. I thank you, Lord, for your protection, Lord. I thank you for your guidance and your wisdom and your understanding that you give us each and every day. I'm praying, Lord, for those who've lost loved ones, Lord. I'm asking that you give them comfort and you give them peace, Lord, that you said in your word that you will never leave them nor forsake them, Lord. I'm praying for those who are battling cancer this morning. I'm praying, Lord, that you let them know that there's still hope, Lord, because the doctor then told them that there's no more that they can do, that you still are able to give them the victory, to trust you and trust no man. Father, I'm praying for those who need strength in their lives, that whatever the battle is that they're going through, that you'll not only bring them through, but you'll carry them through. Father, I know that it's your word that we trust. I know that it's the promises that we stand on, Lord. Father, we thank you, and we honor and glorify you this morning, and we give you the praise. We love you, Lord. I'm asking you to touch each and every last one that's on this line, Lord. Father, you are omnipresent God. You are all-knowing God, and you already know what's going on in their life. I'm asking you, Lord, to give them the victory. Let them know that there are miracles still being shown today. Father, I thank you. I honor you. I glorify you. I'm asking you to touch Raheem and DKM Media Radio. Thank you for the success of your message, Lord. In Jesus' name. Amen, amen, and amen. Thank you, Lord, for the power of the Holy Spirit. Thank you, Lord. Amen. I thank you, Lord. Hallelujah. I thank you, Jesus. Well, Lord, I thank you. I thank you, Jesus. Amen, amen, and amen. Thank you, Lord. Amen. Thank you, Lord.
Yes, Lord.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Rico, you feel better, brother?
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely needed that.
Yes,
All of it been good, though. I don't want them. I don't want nobody to sound like nobody prayers was good. I mean, they held it down for you, Willa, while you were gone. Cassandra and Donald, they showed us something. Hicks came out yesterday and hit a home run.
Yeah, Captain. Don't forget Captain. Captain prayed as well. Yeah.
Cap. Yeah. Oh yeah, Cap, man. Cap. He showed that he was hiding it in there too. You know, Donald called him out on a long time ago. He was a Baptist preacher somewhere in the past.
Exactly. Exactly.
Hey, you know what though, Raheem? When you praying and you say "ooh wee,"
yes,
you in there, man.
Absolutely. 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 we got a caller just calling in. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
I'm the biggest bird. I'm the biggest bird.
Okay, is that
That's the one that had the reporter? We need another reporter.
Exactly. I don't know what that's all about. They called it into the broadcast. I thought maybe they had something to say, but anyway, it's been great, man. Good to have.
No, that's the one. That's the one that found his shoes and his eyelash.
That joker mad right now. That joker is angry. That joker is very angry.
He thought it was a real news broadcast. We gonna call and report that mermaid he seen out in the swimming pool.
Exactly.
Yeah, you go again.
Yeah. Boy, you got all kind in this world. Boy, you got all kind. But listen, we're about to get out of here, boys. Man, listen, it's been great, man. I want to thank everybody again for joining us. And more than that, I want to thank you for allowing DKM Media Group and Associates and the Morning Glow for being a part of your morning. It is now 10:03. You're about to exit the Morning Glow, but before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we're certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple, I want you to go out there, find somebody and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. And we shine some of this out of you from the Morning Glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in and let your light so shine. If you get an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Won't that be a beautiful thing? Have a great day. Take care of each other. And please, please, please be blessed. Give somebody some love and truth. They would appreciate it. And I'm very sure that you will as well. Have a great talk to you Monday morning. If God stays the same, stay blessed. Love ya.